when I was training in seminary, training for pastoral counseling, and then later, post-ordination, when I took intensive marriage and family counseling, we were taught that there are only 3 questions you should ever ask people who came to you for help in counseling. Only 3 questions. And then after that, everything would take care of itself. And the first question is, what brings you here today? The second question is, can you tell me more about it? The third question is, what would you like to happen next? Those are the only 3 questions that any counselor needs to ask of someone who comes seeking wellness. Today, Jesus indicates to us that there's a different question, a better question, and perhaps the only question that should be asked. Do you want to be made well? Do you want to be made well? Now that seems like a rhetorical question because one would assume everyone wants to be made well. There are 2 caveats here. The first has to do with the meaning of the word well, and the second has to do with the situation of the man Jesus encounters. How long had the man been ill? 38 years. That is a long time to be ill. We're not told the nature of his illness. We're just told he's been ill for 38 years. And when Jesus asks him, do you want to be made well? Does he answer? Does he say yes or no? No, he doesn't answer at all. He avoids the question. He avoids the question, and the implication being, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But instead he offers an excuse. He says, well, but I try, but every time there's no one to help me, and sometimes people get ahead of me in the lineup, and so I never quite make it. So we're left without an answer to this important question. Do you want to be made well? The second caveat lies in the meaning of well. Notice Jesus doesn't ask him, do you want to be cured? Do you want to be healed? He asks him, do you want to be made well? And the translation of that word well in a gospel context really means whole. Do you want to be made whole? So we would then ask, can I be a whole person and still have an illness? Who do we consider not whole if they have an illness? I have a friend who, late in life, in her 50s, discovered that she was type 1 diabetic. Her diabetes is so extreme that she's constantly having to test her sugar and usually is having to inject insulin before every meal she eats. So she has gone from what we would consider a healthy, normal, sickness-free lifestyle to having to be constantly monitoring her blood sugar and administering insulin accordingly. Is she a whole person? Would we consider her a well person? She gets up early every morning, she works out, she works in a high-powered profession, she's a scratch golfer, she travels extensively, yet she has an illness. Is she a whole, well, is she a well person? Only a decade ago, maybe more, if we knew someone was HIV positive, we would think of that as a death sentence. We would think that anybody who had full-blown AIDS only had months, maybe, to live. Yet now many people live in our society who have had HIV/AIDS for many years but have such a low viral count, one would almost consider them cured. They're not cured, but they live well, healthy, whole lives. Would we consider them well, whole? How do we define what that looks like? How do we define a desire to be made well? Is it seeking a cure? Is it seeking treatment? Is it seeking new medical advice if we don't like the medical advice we get. I had another friend who, to all intents and purposes, lives a very healthy life, and she is determined that there is something wrong with her. Every time I see her, she's on a different diet. Not to lose weight, no. Sometimes I'm not having any of this, I think it's bad for my liver. Or now I'm back onto chocolate, but I'm off wheat. Now I'm back on wheat, but I'm off rice. I'm off meat, I'm off this. Every time I see her, she is convinced that something is wrong, and if she just eats the right foods in the right sequence, she'll be fine. I've never seen any of these diets last more than 9 months maximum. Is she well? Is she whole? Is she healthy? What is the mark for that? Jesus says the marker for wholeness is a desire to be well and a willingness to work in partnership with God to have wholeness of life. Why are we made whole? Why did Jesus heal this man? What is required for healing? He asks the man, do you want to be made well? And then all he says to him is get up, pick up your mat, and walk. If we look at Jesus' healings in the Gospels, we see that healing is for a reason. After each healing, we are told that the individual who is made well, who is made whole, gets up, proclaims the gospel, and serves God. In that context, it was simply to go out and tell people, I met this man who changed my life. Yesterday, we talked about healing and wholeness and health in a church context. And we talked about what does that look like? What would it look like to you to be made well? What would it look like to the church to be made well and healthy? The example we have in the gospel story today is about an individual. The example we have in this passage from Acts is about church. And I want you to think for a moment about this church. It's the first church founded outside Jerusalem. It is the church founded in Philippi, the first church to bring the gospel to Europe. In approximately the year 49, 15 years after the crucifixion of Jesus, the Word of God is brought to Greece by Paul, a man who constantly asks God to heal him of his infirmity, which we think was either epilepsy or malaria. Constantly ill, constantly in a bad mood, he finds himself at Philippi with Luke because he got in a fight with Barnabas because he didn't like Barnabas' friends. Barnabas wanted to bring John Mark on this trip, and he said no. So they had a big fight. Barnabas left. Paul went on alone and finds himself in Greece. He finds himself by a riverside talking to a woman who sells purple cloth. In that time, that was an elevated profession because there's only one kind of people who can wear purple cloth. Only one status of people who can wear purple. And who's that? The nobility, the kings. She's a woman, and she's dealing in purple cloth. And in Philippi, Paul founds the first church outside of Asia. out who that church is founded on. A successful businesswoman, a crazy fortune teller, and a prison guard. Because after Paul leaves Lydia, you'll remember, he's constantly followed by a woman yelling at him. A clairvoyant, a fortune teller. He finally turns around and heals her, and her boss gets ticked off because now he's lost his source of money. So the crowds grab Paul, he's thrown in prison, remember? And there's the big earthquake while they're singing and praising God. And even though the prison walls fall down, Paul and his other captives stay put so that the prison guard doesn't lose his job. The prison guard is then converted. So we have a church, arguably the most important church to Paul because it was the only church from which he would accept any financial assistance, founded on a fortune teller, a businesswoman, and a prison guard. How many of us would be seeking out a church like that? How many of us would think, let me try that church. I hear it's run by a fortune teller and a prison guard. Yet arguably the cardinal church in the spread of the gospel. A healthy church, a whole church, a church serving the witness and kingdom of God. Built not on perfect people, started by an extremely unhealthy itinerant preacher in Paul, yet a cardinal church in the growth of the gospel, and arguably the most important foothold the church maintained in Europe and other ways. So what does wholeness look like? What does wellness look like? Does it look like a crazy fortune teller? Does it look like an epileptic? Does it look like a diabetic? Does it look like those of us who maybe struggle with mental health issues, physical health issues? Do you want to be made well? Jesus asks him. Do you want to do the hard work involved? Do you want to take your physical and mental and spiritual and emotional limitations and not get rid of them, but use them to serve me in the kingdom of God? Because that's why Jesus makes us whole. That's why Jesus gives us healing, to serve his kingdom, to serve his disciples, to bear witness, to bear fruit to his power to make us whole. I can tell you what that looks like in a modern context. Some of you may not remember, over a decade ago now, that a man went into an Amish schoolhouse and shot and killed children, injured many others, before he killed himself. Imagine those parents going to collect the bodies of their children. At each funeral, they invited the shooter's wife to come and worship with them and eat with them. They raised money for the funeral and the family of the man who shot and killed their children. They attended together his funeral and supported his wife and family in their loss and grief. That's what healing looks like. That's what wellness looks like. That's what being made whole looks like. It is taking your scars, your weaknesses, your losses, your hurts, offering them to God, asking for grace, for dignity, for respect, and for the strength to serve God in his kingdom.